Hello, everybody. This is CJ Miller. I'm in my kitchen in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. So, I'm going to give you the scoop on this brisket. Hang on one second. Now, this was a well trimmed brisket, okay, to start with. You want to start with if you can get those big, huge briskets for very cheap, you're going to have to trim it down anyway. It may start out being 250 $2.50 by the pound. By the time you trim away the fat, you're going to be paying what you would be paying for a well trimmed brisket anyway. So, um, in this case, it's okay to go ahead, I think, for me to spend the little extra money and get a better trimmed brisket. And so what I did was I took this, and it was frozen brisket. Put it in this pan, put it in my oven at 350, let it go for 90 minutes, timed. Um, then I let it go for another 90 minutes at 350. So that's, 3 hours, right? At 350. Then what I did was I just took it out, took the foil off. It was foil wrapped. And what I've done is basically turned the oven down from 350 to 250, and I'm going to finish it another 90 minutes. Okay, that's what I would do with the brisket about this size. This started out huge. It started covered from this corner to this corner. Uh, you will see some shrinkage. It's kind of like me at the sauna. Okay, what I did was I took the frozen brisket, this stuff. I love this stuff, and you can use any flavor variety. This is just what I happen to have, but it's a spicy mayonnaise type dressing. Basically, it's yum yum sauce. If you want a sweeter flavor, get the Asian yum yum sauce. It's basically the same thing. Yum yum sauce is a bit sweeter, and this is kind of it's kind of like that old. See, I'm from Louisiana. I know what's really going on. Take your ketchup, take your mayo, take your mustard, the three blends of condiments. You mix that all together, and that is your base for anything like this. So, but yeah, um, and there's different variations. But if you're from Louisiana, that's what you do. My parents did it. When I was little, I was too little to appreciate it. I didn't care for it. It's very similar to a Thousand Island dressing, but this one's spicy. Um, Thousand Island would be a blend similar to that, except for it would have maybe like some relish in it, pickle relish in it, or something like that. Um, but I did this, put this all over it, and then topped it off with a seasoning salt on top of all that. So there's seasoning salt on top of all these uh, bits. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm going to baste this. Then I'm going to leave it uncovered for this final 90 minutes that I have reduced the heat to 250. And then this brisket should be ripe for pulling apart, and it would be close to midnight right around that time, which is the time that my fast will end. And that's great because I'm going to slap this sucker uh, sliced down and put between bread. We'll be having bread after today come midnight. uh, Make no mistake. I'm like craving it. Okay. What at this point, if I want to do a little something, I can, and I'm going to. Hang on. Aha, so here we are. This is the kitchen bouquet. I love this stuff. If you're going to do any kind of added brownie sauce, now's the time to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few drops of this into some water that I have stirred in some baking powder. Now, baking powder is mostly cornstarch with a little bit of baking soda. Um, it's mostly just to use as a thickening agent is what I'm using the cornstarch for. Um, and then I'm going to block it, and then I'm going to pour it in this bottom of this pan and kind of stir this around, so we'll get the start of an au jus, so that when I'm slicing off this brisket uh, around midnight, uh, I will be having a good au jus with this. Also, it'll help keep this moist over the next couple of days as I'm existing on this. Okay, so hang tight. I was going to say hang loose, but yeah, hang tight. Honestly, you could hang loose or hang tight. I don't give a damn. Doesn't matter to me. Hang on. Okay, so what I've done here is I put in probably about a teaspoon of the baking powder. The remainder of this is beef bouillon, powdered beef bouillon that I have. And when I looked in the cabinet, I saw, oh, by the way, I have that. This would be a good opportunity to use that. Uh, what I'm going to do is eyeball. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement. Probably about half a cup. Then I'm going to take a fork or a whisk if you have one, whatever. Oh, you know what might work with this? Let me try. Hang on. This little thing. This little. I'm supposed to be able to push it down and it's supposed to mix. I don't think it works worth the damn, but it does work to stir. You do a lot better just by stirring it. Let me do this for a second. I'll come back to you. Oh, I'll tell you, that little device right here, it's not really worth a whisk, if you know what I mean. But it was cool. It will froth up an egg, but eh. So what I'm going to do is the browning. So this is what I'm going to add to this after it's mixed. Ooh, probably a touch more than I do need. But what this is made of, and Kitchen Bouquet, people in Louisiana know this, and they love it. This is all your aromatics, some cabbage, some uh, carrots, celery, onion, whatever else is in here, garlic, uh, carrot, celery, cabbage, onion, parsley, turnips, parsnips, and some, whatever, a little this and that, because when they get into pudding, when they just spices, that's some sort of spice blend or whatever. But anyway, but watch what happens when I stir this up real quick. See how dark and rich it gets? I'm going to take this over here and I'm going to add it to the pan and kind of give it a little whisk in the different areas. And this real dark flavor here is going to go with that, blend in with the spiciness of that other pan. And then by the time it finishes, around midnight, it should be awesomely delicious. All right, so I have taken the opportunity to baste the brisket, and you see this is a more browner consistency than it is the orange that was there before. But I don't mind that. Now this is going back into the oven uncovered this time, and I'm going to finish it off the 90 minutes. Sans the 15 minutes that it's taken me to make and talk as I edit this little video. So, an hour and 15 minutes, give or take, whatever. But by the time I take it out and then let the meat rest and everything, what I'll do is I'll wait till 12:30. So we'll do the full 90 minutes. We'll stick with it. Okay, and also remember, as meat is resting, even a brisket like this, it is continuing to cook as you baste and work with it and everything with that amount of heat. Okay, so that's why when you're doing a steak and you're doing it at the temperature, you want to get that sucker out and you want to get it on a plate and you want to get it served as fast as possible. If you're doing something that is time sensitive, like if you're bringing something to a medium, by the time it gets to the table, it's probably gonna be somewhere between a medium and a medium well. You'll cook just slightly, but if it's a thick cut of meat, that won't matter because you'll have different temperatures at different portions of the meat. With this brisket, we want to go full on all the way done with this, which is why the lengthy cooking time. Because this is a mayo, and in the ingredients of this mayo, there is Obviously, mayo is made with with an acid that's vinegar to help emulsify the eggs. But there's also so this is water, canola oil, distilled vinegar, sugar, right? And then a little cornstarch, which is also carbohydrate. So I want to watch that. But and then whole eggs and egg yolk go in to blend this up. But they put sugar as a prime ingredient even before the egg. That's a lot of sugar. So this is very similar, these flavors, to a holiday brisket that I do, or a Jewish style brisket, which is vinegar, which is browning sauce, browning flavors, uh, sugars, and acid like vinegar. So this is, very in keeping with that. So you say it's like a nice Jewish brisket. You can look that recipe up online. But I did that one year and it was a huge brisket, like probably three times the amount of this one. And I worked on it for like 2 days because the secret to that is you really do want to slow cook that sucker. Okay, I will do a video of this, a quick little meal video when it's done. It'll be the brisket sliced and on a bun, and I'll dip it in some au jus, and we'll take a look at how the condensation of this cooking, what it does, how it thickens up the au jus, which a good au jus should still be pourable and dippable and everything. Um, yeah, it's a really good. This is a really good way to do. You could do a prime rib this way also. Um, okay, um, but the reason why I'm doing this is because like for a couple of days I don't really want to have to fool with cooking. So, and I needed something that was going to take a long time in this oven, so I would get into something to do that would keep my mind off of the fact that I'm hungry and I want to break my fast. Okay. Love you guys. Peace, love. Love and light. Good night. Oh, and come see us in Shreveport, Bossier really soon.